I don't know if we ever saw like it come in. As we jump into another match, immediately
It's
Joey
against
versus
Brian.
Brian.
Joey's close friend Brian invited Joey to be a part of his wedding. Joey responded with a thumbs up.
Oh man,
And this is
that
in
is
person as well. This is
electric
not over
pull-up.
text. Yeah. So this is a bit of a grudge match for Brian. He hates Joey's guts because he didn't appear as thankful as he should have been that he got invited to Brian's wedding. But here we are. Scott in the chat, Scott Schaff in the chat. I wonder who that could be. Says the plan was to stick with Joey until he lost. Yeah, sounds like exactly what a salty loser who got beat by Joey a couple rounds ago would say with that comma
I agree.
after until he lost, comma, yeah. That's what Scott said.
Oh, I've got the stream open. I've got the chat open.
I'm just letting you all know for the VOD watchers, for anyone on YouTube, Scott Schaff is spewing salt in the chat right now, and we're licking it up in the booth. Brian, pulling out his pen and paper.
Yep.
It's time to keep a life total. And he's got a storied history with this notepad. You can see the life totals he's kept.
It goes from one match to the other.
He's going to the new page. We'll see. We're drawing our sevens. I had the pleasure of playing in the Spotlight series in Indianapolis, Hidden Lair with Brian, who came to the first day with Hammer time in Modern, played 2 rounds, immediately decided it was a terrible deck, and switched to Mono Blue Belcher, and actually did okay in the tournament, given having literally no experience before the night before.
I am not up to date with my Modern. What does Mono Blue Belcher mean?
You play all the double-faced land cards in blue,
Oh, sure.
right? So your deck is no land, so Belcher is a win. And you play things like just a bunch of counter spells, Lotus Bloom to accelerate out Belcher, and then you also play Tameshi Reality Architect, which is a combo with Lotus Bloom. It's basically just a control deck that has like a random 7-mana kill.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sounds super fun.
It is actually very unfun to play against, in my experience, but
I'm shocked.
It is quite good. Oh, Black Lotus turn 1 for Joey.
Okay.
Oh, just kidding. It's back in play. And now maybe he's changing the color. Okay.
Brian spun his wheels a little bit, casting a 1-mana 2/1 and a Magda. That's a good use of a Lotus, I think.
Actually, I kind of hated that, if I'm going to be honest.
If Magda can generate value, I think it will be very powerful. But if Magda gets Mana Vault on the other side is quite scary. Into a pass. Okay. Enlist or enrage or whatever that mechanic is.
Endure. We're enduring 1. We are making a treasure. We are making a 1/1.
Making a dork? It seems like we're making a dork.
I'd probably put a counter on it if I'm being honest, but
I think so too. But I don't know. Blue-white bounce effects, swords, like single target removal. It might just be better to go wide.
It's true. We do not know what Brian's on. We just saw the Preordain, the Mana Vault, and the Mistress Bauble. Obviously, could be some sort of artifact strategy.
Spinning his wheels, but
okay, so he had the Dismember.
Dismember post-combat.
Post-trigger.
A larger threat.
Yes, potentially deranged decision, if I'm being honest. Don't know why you wouldn't wait for Joey to go to combat and then do it, but here we are. Treasure in play, and then second main phase. Yeah, we got Figure of Destiny.
Okay, yeah, that was certainly not the time to Dismember.
No. Brian's at 12. He did just pay 4 life to get a 2/1 off the board.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, these army of 1/1s and 2/1s look a lot scarier.
Gadgeteer, 1 floating.
Pass.
And pass? He must have a counter spell.
He's only got 2 cards in his hand, by the way he's flicking his cards.
And I don't think he has an artifact.
Yeah.
He might have cast it that turn. 2/3 lines up okay against this board.
I agree. I am eating my I don't know, my rocks here, I guess, as if we endured last turn, enduring again would be very powerful.
You're eating rocks? What am I supposed to say? Lose focus. Counter unless you pay 2. Now you play now Joey plays the land and cries.
What? I'm trying to use that phrase that like when I said a thing and then I was wrong.
You eat your words.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you say eat your rocks?
I'm eating my rocks? Question mark.
Derek has just finished chewing on some rocks. Oh, and Joey did play the land second. Oh, Joey!
Yeah.
He got loose focused, and he could have just played the land first.
He lost his focus.
His beloved Flame Slash got countered. And we got
Oh, and
Urza,
Urza's a good last one.
High Lord Artificer. Now keep in mind that Mana Vault's in play tapped, folks. That's going to be dealing the damage every turn. And I mean,
this Figure of Destiny being a 4/4 is gonna
it's gonna be good.
Pretty powerful. Does Brian also have the bombas on or bombas or whatever they're called?
I mean, it's probably the same feat, right? We probably just didn't identify them correctly. Yeah, that's definitely the same feat.
Okay, cool.
Brian is the culprit of the bombas.
Mm-hmm.
Sock wearer. Let's see. Joey's gonna level up the level or the Figure of Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely a game where a Fire Blast might be his ticket to winning because the board is getting gummed up.
Yeah, Brian with no cards in hand is probably going to untap Mana Vault next turn unless he wants to like spin Urza, assuming Urza lives, of course.
Right.
This would be a really good. Never mind, not enough cards in the bin, but it would be a really good Underworld Breach double Flame Slash.
It would. Oh man.
3 red mana.
Oh.
Okay.
Kind of actually a bizarre. It only kills the construct.
But it makes blocks terrible.
But Brian just takes it. But I guess Joey might just have like Fire Blast in hand and not be happy with. I mean, I guess maybe you have to trade a little bit here.
I think maybe we're living in a little bit of fear of this Urza, perhaps. It's certainly not a strong turn from Joey.
But if his hand is like Fire Blast exactly, this line makes a lot of sense. You put him in a position where he's going to 5 if he takes no blocks, and then you almost assuredly can find 1 more damage to kill him with the Fire Blast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you're Brian here, I think you got to line up at least 1 block, maybe 2.
I would agree.
Oh, here we go.
If we don't think Urza's doing anything, and we think like Brian gets the first draw on what is basically a dead board, probably untap Mana Vault this turn. Yeah.
There we go.
You should.
And now we're drawing our card.
Okay.
And we're passing. All right, top deck war. Joey's got to feel like he's in an okay spot here. He's just got to fade some expensive spell, and he might have some inevitability with enough burn.
Yeah. 7 mana for Brian, though. I feel like he can cast most cards in his deck. And with the Talisman of Progress,
he can definitely cast that one.
Talk about a scary one.
Now, the problem with this situation is if Joey wins the first game of this match, he might be ruining his streak. Oh my god, Rampaging Raptor.
Rampaging Raptor.
Resolves
From the
attack.
top rope.
I mean, if that was a land, Brian probably would have played it. And he's taking 5, he's to 3. And he scoops it up.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, like I just said, do you think Joey's making a mistake winning game 1 so that he doesn't have the underdog advantage going into the last couple games?
For the sake of story, absolutely. It just isn't as satisfying if he just wins like game 2 or even game 3 after this. But I think it's worrisome. I think it is good to win games that you can win. Especially because Brian's deck seems very powerful.
I just saw Bombas socks on the left, but Brian was just sitting on the right, and I don't think he crossed the table in that. Are there 2 people wearing Bombas socks in the tournament right now?
I would believe it. Maybe they went in together on a 4-pack, and that's why.
Yeah.
Make them cost efficient.
That would make sense. I mean, do you think maybe in that situation? I mean, you split the 4-pack for $50. Each person pays 25 or whatever. They each get 2 pairs. But or maybe you just kind of like have 4 pairs total between you all, and like if you were sharing socks with your friends, Derek, would you like just split them down the middle, or would you kind of be like, oh, I'll wear these today, and then I'll give you the pairs the next day? Like, how would you work that one out?
I would absolutely just split up the pack and be like, this is your pair of socks. Have fun. I don't think I'd ever share socks with any other person.
What if the 4 different
Like, what if they were really
patterns?
cool?
What if they're really cool patterns, cool enough that you can't pick between just 2? You want to have access to all 4.
I could be persuaded.
Mhm. Would you require that your friend that you're sharing with undergo an appointment with a podiatrist first to double check they don't have any foot funguses or anything?
I think it would depend on if, like, who it is. Like, if you have a history of, like, not the best hygiene, absolutely.
Name names on that one. Who would you say does not
I
have a
will
history of the best
absolutely
hygiene?
not name names on that one.
I'd share a pair of socks with you, Derek. Although you do run around a lot with on frisbee stuff.
I do. But I don't think I would ruin the Boombas on
The Boombas.
I don't think I'd ruin the Boombas playing frisbee in them.
Yeah, wear your less expensive socks when you play
Exactly.
frisbee.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to game 2. Both players got up for a second to, I don't know, take a breather,
Yeah.
get some candy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because these
Brian,
games
I'm
are,
sure, is fuming after
I
having
mean,
10 mana sources in play.
and yeah, to just draw a talisman and nothing else. Oh, and we've revealed our hand. It is a Mox Diamond and 5 lands, and I think one other card. It's going back.
I think that was a sneak. I don't know about you,
You
but
think
I've
that was
heard
a
that
keep?
fast mana is the way
Did
to
you say sneep?
win.
Snap keep? I haven't heard that
Mm-hmm.
phrase before. Would that be a sneep? No, I don't think that's a sneep. I'm sorry to say.
Okay. Well, you are a CubeCon finalist. So
Appreciate you describing me accurately.
yeah.
I wish I was a cube. Before they were called the Cubevitational, I won a Cubevitational or whatever. It was like in
Oh,
20.
really? Just
It was
no
in like
token?
2018. It was no. It was in like 2018 at Pro's old apartment. And me and Bobby tied for like the most match points, and we both technically won. But
Mm.
this was before the tokens existed.
Bobby's token made the playmat, and you are forgotten to
There was
history.
no token at that time. Bobby won a separate Cubevitational that I was not a part of to
Wow.
get that token.
Wow.
It is definitely egregious, but
We
whatever.
have a chatter, Scott Shelf, whoever that is, said, and me, it was a 3-way tie.
Okay, Scott
He
makes an
believes.
excellent point. I will apologize. I did forget Scott also tied for that one. It was a 3-way tie.
Mm-hmm. And yet somehow his face is also on the playmat that we're looking at.
Somehow, and instead
And yet
it
Evans is
says
just
I'm
gone.
just in the booth, bro.
Yeah.
All right, what's happening in this game? Basically nothing except a turn 4 Jace the Mind Sculptor. What did Joey kept 7 cards. Ooh, that's no, Joey, don't attack the Jace. Oh my God. Red Raptor has Questing Beast tax that deals damage to planeswalkers when it hits the player.
Does it?
Yes.
I'm looking now. Joey, come on.
Oh my God. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
You're a judge.
That's just rough. What happened the first 3 turns of this game while we were talking about my previous victory?
Joey played a 2-1, and that was literally it.
Where'd the 2-1 go?
It got bounced by Jace because he played it on turn 3.
Oh, right. Relic of Sauron into a Dismember.
Full cost.
Full cost. You gotta like that. Brian is at 21? Nope.
He's at 20. I don't know.
I think maybe Joey thought he was paying life or something for that Dismember.
Yeah.
I can't believe Joey kept 7 cards.
Yeah, this hand seems to be extremely loose. Maybe it is just a bunch of removal, and like.
I mean, we
Brian
forget
has yet to play a creature.
Joey's playing red-white control, not an aggressive deck. And he's won most of the. He only won like 1 game being like faster than his opponent. Most of the time, he just like grinds them out.
Yeah, I can't believe that the red-white deck is like.
And he's doing the draw 2 discard 1 with Relic of Sauron, which is crazy. His hand must be terrible.
I was gonna say, at the face of a Glowbringer, you're gonna spend what is effectively 5 mana.
Just to look at 2 extra cards. Let's see what he discards.
Dismember gone feels real bad right now.
Mox
Urza,
Diamond.
maybe?
Yeah, that's an Urza.
Yeah. I mean, just this Glowbringer exert is going to be terrible. Like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's if Joey doesn't just have 2 removal spells in his hand already.
I mean, you still probably exert just so you get your value off Glorybringer in case it dies later. Brian's only got one card now.
But if it's your only attacker, you might just want to like try and end the game in 4 turns. And like
Perhaps.
clearly there weren't a ton of creatures for Joey to hit.
Yeah, you might be right. Depends how many removal spells he has in hand.
The
Kavu.
Flamethrower Gabu's a good one.
Yeah, maybe you just leave him with this 2/2. Well,
I mean, the 2/2 doesn't do a whole lot. Like,
well, okay.
yeah.
Well, there's the Flame Slash. There
Yep.
you go. It does. It would have done. It would have blocked Kavu. But so the Flame Slash here makes sense.
Yeah, but exerting between this turn and the next doesn't super matter.
Yeah.
An instant loot again. Brian's tournament life on the line.
3 mana. Oh, Gadgeteer. That card's so bad here.
We have 11 points in play.
And Joey's got a Sunbay Canyon to draw an extra card. I
Yeah.
can't imagine he loses from this spot.
I would agree.
Insert.
We're going to have to start with the Wrath of God at the very least.
Endure. Probably should have put a counter on instead of making a 1/1. Brian untaps quickly. Draws a card.
He gets 2 more looks.
Does he have Wrath in the deck? We're tapping mana. We're looting. Echo of Eons. 1 blue. 3. Brain Surge. What do you have? Balance in your deck? Oh, and he shuffles.
Remove all 4 cards on the table. Moved up.
All right, Joey. I cannot believe it. Moves on again against a deck that looked. I mean, Brian's deck looked pretty good that first game. Mana Rock, Vault, and then into Urza and Forensic Gadgeteer, but he just kind of got stomped.
Yeah, that match wasn't close at all. Joey's deck looked real good in that match.